Yo, welcome to Hard Pass. I am your host, Jacques Slade. Today on the show, we've got Drake going through a sneaker midlife crisis, Jayson Tatum inadvertently setting expectations a little too high, the week's hottest releases, and of course, a Hard Pass. All right, let's start the show with some hot takes. Luka Doncic gifted his coach Jayson Kidd with a special edition version of his Jordan Luka 1s, customizing them to resemble the look of the Nike Zoom Flight 95, Kidd's unofficial signature shoe. If you're not familiar with Kidd's relationship to the 95s, they are to Kidd what the Armour up-tempos are to Scottie Pippen. The difference is that Kidd has had several player exclusives and tribute colorways of Zoom Flight 95s made for him in recent years. While Scottie does have some up-tempo PEs, but he's out here selling NFTs. So look, just rename them to the Armour Pippen already, Nike, and just pay the man. Congratulations are in order to Off-White, Don C, and the Chicago Bulls for their successful collaboration. This past week, they debuted a special collection designed by Off-White Chief Executive Officer Andrella Grilli, streetwear designer and Bulls creative strategy and design advisor Don C, and the late Virgil Abloh's family. It includes a number of very cool pieces, including shirts, hoodies, and jackets that look like they would work during the 1990s era Bulls and today, really. I mean, who didn't have a t-shirt of Bugs Bunny or Taz decked out in the colors of their favorite team back in the days? Co-writer had one of the Orlando Magic to match his OG Oh, damn it. Co-writer, I thought we were done with those shoes. Moving on. Now that we've seen collabs with Just Don and Off-White with the Bulls, and there was the Ronnie Fieg Kith with the New York Knicks last year, and if you want to get super technical about it, Michael Jordan's own freaking brand with the team that he owns, let's talk about my 17-time world champion Los Angeles Lakers getting in on this action. And you know what? It's time. I know Top Dog Entertainment did a jersey with the team recently, but I'm talking about something bigger. I thought it was going to happen when I saw LeBron James wore that Crenshaw jersey a few years ago, but now we need it for real. A Marathon Clothing and Los Angeles Lakers collab for LA, for Nip. Let's go. Don't let the Clippers swoop in and take TMC like they took the Drew League, man. All right. Looks like Drake found some spare change in his couch because he bought several pieces from Pharrell's Jupiter auction. Skateboard P shocked a lot of his fans when he put up some of his most iconic accessories on his own auction platform, but it appears that Drake won quite a few of them, showing the bling off in the music video for Jumbotron Poppin'. Not to brag or anything like that, but while we don't have the show budget here on Hard Pass to buy any of the pendant chains that were being sold, the $20,000 for the solid gold PSP did give me and co-writer a double take. Like, would I sell the sneakers you see behind me for a chance to win a gold PSP that Pharrell once owned? If co-writer were here, he'd probably be saying something like, hell yeah, we buying that. I need to know if Pharrell modded it so he can play Super Nintendo games, or did Sony hook him up with 256 gigabyte memory stick that probably cost thousands of dollars in 2005, or did he convert his own music videos or torrented episodes of Entourage Season 2 into that very specific type of MP4 format that PSP requires, or if he thought Heavenly Star by Genki Rockets and Luminous 2 was a banger. Yeah. You can tell that he's put a lot of thought into this, especially since I'm the one who would have to sell my sneakers for us to even get it. Anyway, we have a premiere date for part 3 of the final season of Attack on Titan, and it's March 3rd. Longtime viewers of this show will know that our annoyance with calling this the final season when it started in December of 2020 with year-long breaks in between is only matched by our annoyance with dirty white Air Force Ones. Wear them however you want. I don't care. But clean them afterwards, damn it. Of course, nothing is ever really over because part 3 of the final season will be divided into 2 with the final finale date to be revealed at a later time. Like, at this point, what happens first? Captain Levi finally giving Zeke his comeuppance, Roman Reigns losing both of his WWE titles, are people cleaning their Air Force Ones? The world may never know. Before we move on to the next segment, Co-writer wants to give a shout out to the Twitter account at We Wednesday. Every Wednesday for a little over 2 years, this account posted the We Shop Wednesday skit from the Nirvana, the band, the show web series. If you've ever seen it, it's the most mid-2000s video ever when content wasn't content. It was just whatever the hell we could think of back then to put on the internet. I mean, have you seen the first videos on this channel? That's enough. Co-writer can't remember if he saw it back in the days or if he just saw it for the first time in the late 2020s. Either way, he followed that account, and every Wednesday, like clockwork, that skit was reposted and it brightened his day. Now the account apparently has shut down, but the memories live on in co-writer's mind. I will say that song is super catchy, especially this.
Did you write this song?
Like Puzzle Pokemon, Toe Jam and Earl in Panic on Funkotron.
That's a bop. So, Jayson Tatum, he's in the news recently because his signature shoe may or may not have leaked depending on who you ask. I say may or may not have because as of this recording, Tatum has denied that the sneakers in question are his signature shoes. And people who are in the know, aka the people in co-writer's group chat that he thinks I don't know about, are also saying these are not Tatum's signature shoes. And those are people who have nothing to lose by confirming or denying either way. Now, neither Jordan Brand nor Nike have put out an official statement regarding these, and honestly, why should they at this point? It's probably in their best interest to build this hype cycle anyways if we're getting closer to an actual reveal of Tatum's signature shoes with the Jumpman. But, and this is a but, if those are not Jayson Tatum's signature shoes, then what are they? Well, since I'm taking Tatum's word as gospel and believing these are not his signature shoes, we can talk about them now. And what they are perfectly cromulent Jordan Brand basketball shoes. They are neither terrible nor outstanding. If they were called the Jordan Alpha IE because they kind of remind me of the Air Jordan 11 Low IE, I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, the most outstanding thing about them is how not outstanding they are. Sans Tatum branding, if these came out tomorrow and were placed alongside other Jordan Brand sneakers at a Nike store, you would not think twice about them. And that's just great for most of the general population that would never know this mini controversy or watch this show. They would be just another Jordan shoe like the 6 Rings or the Spizikes or the 61723 retro inspired pairs that sell at discount shoe stores and make Jordan Brand more money than the culture wants to admit. Okay. That's a lie. If you're a big Jayson Tatum fan and like to collect his stuff, you might want to pick these up because of all the JT branding that's on the shoe. It's no different than the Jordan Zoom separate PEs that had fellow Jordan Brand athlete Luka Doncic's branding on it. They might not do it for the type of cats who like to troll in the comments, but no shoe is ever going to win that crowd over anyways. The problem for Jayson Tatum now is if these are not his actual signature shoes, is that he's set the bar. Whatever plan Jordan Brand and Tatum had for the debut of what I'm guessing will be called the Jordan JT 1 or the Jordan Tatum 1, better be good. Nah, actually, it has to be everything this alleged non-signature isn't. They can't be cromulent. They have to be outstanding. They have to be the type of pair that you see at first sight and you're like, holy shit, these are fire. Every preconceived notion that I had about non-retro Jordans was wrong all along, and I let myself be corrupted by internet comments that say the only good J's are 1s, 3s, 4s, 11s, and maybe now 2s. I now see the error of my ways and will now only buy and wear what I like and not be dictated by likes and comments from people I don't even know. Yeah, see, the odds of that actually happening are closer to 0, but it's also not 0. So let's just sit back and wait for, let's just say, a few weeks around All-Star time, maybe? All right, this time for the Heat Check, where we bring you everything that's dropping this week. Thanks to the Sneakers app, Sneaker News, Soul Retriever, and Puma for the information on the website. We have the Marvel Diodora Basket Phoenix on January 24th for $110. Wait, which version of Jean Grey is that? The Marvel Diodora Basket Low Storm on the same day for $100. Wait, how was this storm? We have the Marvel Diodora N9002 Wolverine on the 24th for $130. Okay, so that one makes sense. Kinda. We have the Brain Dead A6 Gel Nimbus 9 on the 24th, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Adidas Addy 2000 on the 26th for $120, the New Balance 990 V3 made in the USA in tan and green on the 26th for $200, the Salomon XT6 Recut Pack on the 26th for $190 each. See, told you we'd cover them. The Nike Terminator High Noble Green on the 26 for $150. The Puma Rise Nitro Neymar Jr. on the 26 for $130. The Nike Airship University Gold on the 27 for $140. The Adidas Trae Young 2 Stratosphere on the 27 for $140. The Kids Air Jordan 3 Dunk on Mars on the 27th for $150. And the Union Air Jordan 1 KO Low on the 27th for $150 as well. Then our pick of the week is the Air Jordan 2 Responsibility on January 28th for $225. Hey, you know what isn't responsible? Pricing these at $225. The Air Jordan 2's ascension from every pair sitting in stores to, okay, they're not selling out, but at least people are giving it more love than before, is a positive sign that the stranglehold of ones and dunks is starting to loosen up a bit. That being said, we like two lows better here on Hard Pass, and when we first saw the Responsibility colorway pop up online a few weeks ago, we were actually really excited for it, until we found out about the $225 price tag. Personally, nothing would make me happier than walking into a Nike store or a Foot Locker 3 to 4 months from now and seeing these sitting on a shelf like the 218 collab at a discounted price. You know, like the old days that everybody in the comments likes to talk about when it was super easy to buy any pair of sneakers. I would know I'm a Gen Zer who is so over TikTok. It's all about Mastodon now. Wait, actually, note to self. Co-writer, make sure you sign me up for Mastodon and probably Hive when it works again. Yeah, just do that for me. Thanks, bro. All right, it's time for this week's Hard Pass. We'll take a look at something in the culture that just needs to go. Like James Dater of SB Nation comparing Kirk Cousins to Costco hot dogs. More specifically, Dater comparing Cousins to Costco's in-store brand, Kirkland Signature. Now, I understand the comparison that he's trying to make. In-store brands, or white label product as they are often referred to, offer goods that are comparable to the big names that we're familiar with. When you shop on Amazon, their white label brand is Amazon Basics. At Target, it's Good and Gather for food items. And at Costco, it's Kirkland Signature. Kirk Cousins, Kirkland Signature. You see where your man James was going with this. It's easy engagement in a headline that will provoke Vikings fans and Cousins defenders. I don't know or particularly care about anything football besides my Niners, but from the little I've seen and heard of Cousins, he's supposed to be a reasonable enough facsimile of what a good quarterback is in the regular season, but when the lights shine to the brightest, you're going to have to switch to a more premium brand. According to James, you don't want the Kirkland Signature of quarterbacks. And look, I agree with the thinking, James. I really do. I just don't like the Kirkland Signature slander. Yeah, maybe you don't host a cookout with Kirkland Signature hot dogs, but you know who those people are who might not want Kirkland Signature hot dogs? People with no taste. Kirkland Signature is a step above from your great value brands, man. They are the brand you look for when you want a $5 rotisserie chicken or dry rub ribs for $8 a pound. Don't ask me, ask co-writer, who will unironically roll up to this studio right here in $1,000 sneakers with a $20 sweater with the Kirkland logo slapped on it. I'm kind of mad I don't have the sweater, to be honest, but that's neither here nor there. So maybe next time you want to compare a quarterback that I guess is this generation's Joe Flacco or Jay Cutler to a white label brand, we advise you not to mess with the king, James. And if you think that little rant doubles as an attempt by Hard Pass to become Costco influencers, how dare you peg us with so much truth. Anyway, okay, so this week's actual Hard Pass goes to Drake and his desire to run back his Jordan brand deal. Along with showing off his Pharrell circa 2005 cosplay accessories, Drake also flexed in a signed pair of his OVO Air Jordan 10s. But it's not his autograph. No, I don't even think Drake would wear a pair of Jordan 10s signed by himself. I mean, I'm sure he's thought of. Actually, the signature is from one Jerry Seinfeld, filthy rich comedian and famous sneaker connoisseur. Not sure why Drake would have Jerry sign his own J's. That's probably a story for a future song. Anyways, this led to an Instagram story with the caption, "Run back my Jordan deal, Jumpman 23. Again, I don't know what Jerry Seinfeld has to do with all of this, but man, I would really like to know what his take on all of this is. Of course, this could all be some crazy game of four-dimensional chess and Drake is using Jerry to get what he wants. I mean, Seinfeld is the owner of one of the all-time best quotes in sneakers when he was asked who his plug is at Nike, and this is what he replied. "I called Nike." Well, damn. I call Nike and they tell me co-writer needs to knock it off with the ad-libs. Tough crowd Nike is, but I get it. His ad-libs are annoying. So anyway, Drake wants to run a second round. He wants to run it back up again with Jordan Brand. And I bet he would, since he first wore an Air Jordan 3 PE with lenticular elephant print that was barely noticed because it was in a Nicki Minaj Anaconda video. I don't think I have to explain why we barely noticed it. To the retail release of the Air Jordan 4 Raptors with his signature on it to celebrate Toronto's first NBA championship, Drake was on top of the sneaker world. He was living the dream every sneakerhead wants who had zero chance of being a pro athlete. Player exclusives without the part where you have to be a player. And he wasn't like Mark Wahlberg, who gets the occasional one-off like the Wahlburger 4s, or even Eminem, who only had a handful of collabs. For that 5-year stretch, Drake had exclusives to flex in, the occasional OVO drop for us normies, and I'm willing to bet a treasure trove of one-of-ones that we haven't even seen yet. Like, I didn't even know about the Jordan 8 that pays homage to Charles Oakley until we did the research of this segment. I can almost guarantee you that Drake has some Jordan PEs that shout out Vince Carter that we may never ever see until someone airdrops some pictures over to push the T. But yeah, a Jordan Brand and OVO do-over? No, let's leave the past in the past. Travis Scott is having his turn right now as Jordan Brand's kingmaker or whatever he is to them now post-Astroworld. Drake is currently with Nike pushing the Knock This Up brand, but we'd be lying if it was as hot as he probably thought it would be. I can see why he would want a second chance, but nah, no takebacks, man. Let this play it out. I can see a scenario where they switch places in a few years or they are both let go because they no longer move the needle. Drake was the perfect celebrity for the moment in time he was signed to Jordan Brand. His aesthetic of black, white, gold, and stingray made sense for the time. His viral moments, like in the Anaconda video that we had to rewind a few times before realizing he even had feet, or when he was airballing a shot during Kentucky's Midnight Madness, are pure nostalgia at this point. Let's not ruin it by doing it all over again. He just needs to move on, make a whole album about each of those shoes like they're girls that supposedly wronged him, and make colorways of the Nocta Hot Step Air Terra that people want instead. Speaking of a hot take, that purple one is actually pretty dope, very underrated. It's still available on the Nocta website right now. It's what you asked for, right? Anyway, that's going to do it for the show. Thank you guys for watching Hard Pass. I am Jacques Slade. I'll see you next week. If you'd like to possibly be featured in a future episode, call us at 818-493-9325. Leave a short message, your socials if you want, no more than 30 seconds. All right, I'll see you next week. Peace.